Thanks for joining me today. Today I'm going to talk about colored fondant. There's a couple routes you can go in order to get those deep, vibrant colors that everybody's really liking on their cakes today. First option is going to be buying the pre-colored fondant. And the reason you might want to do that is because they're already so vibrant. Yes, they cost a little bit more, but I might suggest that by the time that you put all of the color into it that you need and the time and the frustration, that you're kind of at an equal point there. And if you can buy it pre-colored and you're saving yourself the frustration, then you're in a good place. If you need to color it yourself, there's a couple other routes you can go. First, I'm going to suggest that you try the candy colors. These are a really good product. They've got lecithin in them, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about that in a bit. These come in a limited variety of colors, so if you're wanting a custom color, you might be a little bit limited there. The next option you can take is using the Americolor gels. I really like these gels. They're super strong, and that's good. That's what you want for fondant. Not so much liquid, more color. And plus the color variety is really good. If there's something that's not getting deep enough using the Americolors, what I suggest, I really love this line of colors. It's the Crystal Color line. These have really vibrant colors, and they're powders. So you're in a good place adding something dry into the fondant. So let me show you how some of these things work. This first one here is the Americolor Super Red by itself in the white fondant. This one is the Crystal Color Poinsettia by itself, again in the white fondant. And then if you'll see this one down here, they're more vibrant. It's the two of those together, the Americolor and the Crystal Color with lecithin, and you can see how much it deepens it. And let me show you how this works. Now let me show you my tips on how I color fondant. I'm starting with just a plain white fondant here, and what I'm going to do is start with some lecithin. This is an emulsifier. And what it does, it helps your colors adhere to the fondant. You can use it in chocolate as well, so that's a really good tip. So I just take my spatula and put a little bit on there. And then I'm going to take the Crystal Colors. This is a charcoal, and I'm going to sprinkle it right on the top of there. One of my tips is don't use too much color at one time. You can always add more, but if you try to add too much in the first round, it's just going to be a big sticky mess. So I'm going to add a little of the Americolor Super Black and then start kneading this in. And you just want to wear gloves so it doesn't make a big mess on your hands and stain your hands. I'm just kneading that in. And you're going to see how vibrant this becomes right away. One tip I also might give you, if you're trying to cover an entire cake with a colored fondant and you need to color all of that fondant, do it a couple of days ahead of time. By the time you add all of this moisture in to the fondant, it's also getting the friction of rolling it between your hands as well as the heat actually from your hands. It's going to get softer. So if you'll wrap that back up after you color your fondant and put it in a Ziploc also, it has time to rest and come to room temperature and really let that color absorb. So make sure you're coloring it a couple days ahead of time. That helps a lot. Okay, so there's your black. See how quickly that came together? One other tip, if it's become too soft, and you can put it on a cake and sometimes it might droop, you can add a little bit of Tylose powder, and what that's going to do is firm it up a little bit. You don't want to add so much that you're making gum paste out of it, but just a little bit to firm it up really helps it sit on the cake nicely. So to recap on coloring fondant, first I would suggest you buy it pre-colored. It really is the easiest, most effective way to get it. Second, if you have a color option that you like in the candy colors, that's a great way to color fondant. And if you don't have a custom color in that line that you like, you can absolutely use Americolor gel and or Crystal Color powders. If you combine them with lecithin, that's my big tip. The lecithin's the trick. Really deepen the colors, make it vibrant, pull it all together, and it also makes your fondant more pliable and easy to work with. You won't get that elephant skin. So coloring fondant, do it yourself. I think you're really going to get some great colors.